It's time for a music review, and I am probably the least qualified person on earth to do a music review because I don't like music. I know that that is bizarre. I know that that is un-American, unhuman almost. It's not normal for someone to dislike music. I'm going to tell you why I dislike music, and we're going to walk through maybe a little bit of my music history, and then we're going to talk about Drake's new album, Some Sexy Songs for You. Why do I hate music? I don't know. But when I think about my childhood, my upbringing with music, it's church was a lot of it. And I know we're on kind of a deconstruction series right now on my channel where I'm talking about the church and growing up that way. But a lot of my music exposure at a young age was church music, hymns, worship songs, that kind of thing. I'm not saying that that's bad music, but I'm saying that it was always used to emotionally manipulate me. At least that's how I felt. It was always used to sort of make me sad. And then after that, when I got to kindergarten, I had an awful elementary school music teacher, old lady, took her job super seriously, which can be a good thing. In this case, it was not. I remember when I was in kindergarten, I used to fake being sick every time we had music special so that I could go sit in the nurse's office because I preferred to sit in the nurse's office over sitting in music class. She would make us sing. I couldn't sing. I was self-conscious about singing. I just never liked music. My love for music or my interest in music started with Weird Al Yankovic. And that began when I was in probably second-ish, third-ish grade. And it continued. And I would become a huge Weird Al Yankovic fan in terms of my listening practices and also in terms of my creating of art. I used to make parodies on YouTube back in the day. They're all privatized now. Don't go look for them, but they did fairly well. And I loved making parody videos for school projects. I would make parody videos. That's where I started to love music. And a lot of people are going to say, well, that's not even music. And I think you're right. I prefer the written aspect of music more so than the musical aspect of music. Then I found Christian rap, which redeemed my thoughts on music again. And I got into KJ52. I like Toby Mac, even though he is not necessarily a rap guy. DC Talk, Grits. And I really just listened to Christian rap and Weird Al Yankovic all the way until high school. And then in high school, I started listening to more, what do Christians say? Secular rap. And, I didn't love necessarily the context of it, always talking about sex and such. And, that I knew that was wrong and a lot of cussing, but I liked the feel of rap. So that is my history with music. I have always enjoyed rap above all else. So Drake is someone that I like and respect. Now, obviously, there's been some recent news with the beef with Kendrick Lamar. People are going to say what they are going to say about Drake. I don't know the truth of any of those allegations about Drake being a pedo and whatnot. I will say this. I like Drake when he raps. I like his clever stuff. I like his creative stuff. And I'm afraid that this album, Some Sexy Songs for You, is not that. This album is his singing side. This album is his lovey-dovey, call me daddy side. This is the, oh, I found a girl. I love a girl. She's my whole world. Oh, she calls me daddy. She gets me gladdy. I want a patty cake with you, girl. Like that's what 75% of this album is. Here it is. Here are my rankings. We'll start with CN Tower. It's a 4. Nothing about it is memorable. Moth Balls, Something About You, and Crying in Chanel, all 5s. 5s to me are, I'll listen to them. It's not going to move me either way. And if I never hear them again, that's fine. Then we go to Spider-Man, Superman, which is a 4. One of my good friends, who is the biggest Drake fan I know, was offended that I said that song was a 4. So if you want to listen to any of these songs and maybe have it have some redeeming qualities, even though I've rated it poorly, go check out Spider-Man, Superman, but it's the same. Na, 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 na. She called me Superman. I'm more like Spider-Man, 'cause I shoot that white stuff up. Like, just what? I don't know. Deeper 3? Can't even remember what it was about. I didn't like it. Small Town Fame. is the first song that he actually tries to rap on. So he gets a 6 for me. Then we have Pimmie's Dilemma. I couldn't do it. It was a complete 0. I had to stop listening to it. I had to fast forward to make sure it didn't get any worse or better, and it got worse. Awful song. There's no way that should have ever made it on this list. One of the worst excuses for music that I have ever heard. Yeah, I shaved today. I guess I should have mentioned that. 0. Brian Steele and Gimme a Hug, kind of halfway through the album, are maybe 2 of the best songs on here. Both songs in which he raps, it's fast-paced, there's clever lines. We need more of that. Raining in Houston, awful. Lasers, next worst next to Pimmie's Dilemma. Meet Your Padre, I appreciate it for its musical aspects. It has a Hispanic, as you would maybe, come to expect by the title, feel to it. It's catchy, but I will never probably listen to it again. It's fine. Nokia, may be the best song on here. I preferred it over Gimme a Hug, I think. So we'll give that an 8. Die Trying is another one where he raps. Give it a 7. And then the rest of the album is pretty horrible. Somebody Loves Me, 4. Celibacy, 5. Oh My, 5. Glorious was fine. Not too much rapping, though. And then the last 2 songs were 3s. So here's what I'll say. I understand that this is more about Drake's artistry. This is more about Drake as an artist than it is about Drake as a rapper. I understand that artists have to do what artists feel best doing. I've talked about that on my channel in the past few months, that sometimes an artist needs to create what brings them joy, and the audience will find them. So this is not me trying to be critical of Drake or insult Drake or put down his work. If this album brought him joy, if he is proud of this, there are going to be people out there who appreciate this album. I did not. I want Drake to rap. So when you think about, I put this in the context of me, on my sports channel, people like when I give out picks. When I say this team's going to win and this is how much they're going to win by, and here's the research that supports it. Some people like that. Other people like when I talk about other things. I rank NFL teams, and it has nothing to do with picks, right? People are going to prefer different things from different creatives, and I'm going to call myself a creative, and I'm going to call Drake a creative. So I am just here to tell you that I always will respect what an artist puts out, except maybe Pimmie's Dilemma and Lasers. At some points, it is not for certain people. And Some Sexy Songs for You by Drake, released today on Valentine's Day 2025, was not for me.